Watch your people. I hope you're all well out there. What we're trying to establish is a two-pronged attack, so to speak. It's first self-awareness and then collective awareness. So what we're doing our best to achieve is to support people in coming to a realisation that they are the answer to all of their questions. They are the leaders, you are the leaders that you're looking for. You know, you're the hero in this story. And I know, like, it's difficult to get your head around that because you're like, well, how can little old me do anything? You know, look at me, I'm all little and insignificant and no one wants to hear what I've got to say. But that's just a program running. That's the level of indoctrination that we've suffered and been victim to since we were born. Even before that. So the plan is to try to get people to realise that your happiness, yeah, and your knowledge and all the stuff that you come across is not out there. All right? Like, money is not going to make you happy. Yeah? Popularity is not going to make you happy. Celebrity is not going to make you happy. Fame is not going to make you happy. All right? People are not going to make you happy. Of course, these things you can experience happiness with, but it has to be based on the relationship with something that already exists within you, right? Which is your own value, your own self-worth. Now, I know that might sound a little bit like, whoa, what the fuck is he talking about? But like every single thing that we do in this world, in this physical reality, everything we do is based on the relationship that we have with ourselves. So how we interface and interact with the outside world, the external world, which is everything outside of ourselves, all of it is created by the relationship we have with our own self, the frequency we've got, the vibration we've got with ourselves. So if that's one that is very much identifying with the crazy fucking hijacked noggin, and we have got a negative program of negative dialogue running in our heads all the time, that's how we're going to interface with the outside world. You know? Like, don't get me wrong here, like if you just arrived here, like you come from another planet and you just arrived here, you'd be going, oh my God, this fucking place is crazy. It is. Like, there's so much transition going on at the moment in this world. There's so much upheaval. So of course people are very much like confused as to how to move forward and how to move through that, how to navigate it all. But the more you build on this relationship with yourself, the easier it is. And that's not just me saying that, right? Of course, I'm proof of that for myself and the journey that I've been on in my life. But everyone I know around me who is, I would say, thriving in this fucking really, really challenging reality that we live in. There's lots of people thriving, and they're doing so because they're concentrating mainly on the relationship with themselves. So the more you build upon this relationship with yourself, the more you are able to embody that feeling of love for yourself, for this experience, for people, for the world, for nature. You know, it's all just one beautiful, consistent setting within us that allows us just to be in that place and not really be bothered about what's going on. You know, I am very interested in it because that's the way my mind works. I'm very engaged in everything, you know. I'm very happy to be stimulated in all of this crazy shit that's going on in the world. However, none of it really bothers me. None of it. I'm not interested in it. I don't care what they're doing. You know, we just got to carry on doing what we're doing, haven't we? But the first things first, to be able to get to to arrive at that realisation is very difficult for people. And so we have to, like anything, like any kind of habit, like anything we do in life that we get stronger at, we get better at, we have to do so through practice. And so, how do you practice your relationship with yourself? All right, none of that, please. Well, one of the first things is that we have to sit in a space where there's no distractions from ourselves. There's no external stimuli. We're able just to sit in a quiet place and just breathe. Just sit and breathe. You know, feel your body breathing. It's actually magic, right? That's the magic that exists in this world when we realise that we are masters of our own energy. And by becoming the masters of our own energy, by being completely in control of this vessel and all of the energy it outputs, we are having a ripple effect, a vibrational ripple effect on creating the reality around us. Yeah, it's magic. It really is. And I think people don't really see it for that. They're sort of like, oh, I'm fucking really pissed off and I'm really down and this is bad, this is happening to me, this bad's happening to me, that's happening to me, that's happening to me. It's just like, just go and sit down quietly on your own and start to build upon that relationship with yourself and start to feel what it's like to be you in this physical incarnation. And the more we do that, the more the other stuff doesn't really affect us anymore. And also, the next part of it is that by tuning into yourself, you've got like an infinite amount of wisdom in there that is untapped within our hearts. And so once that wisdom starts to amplify and accelerate, then we start to realise that our discernment is just very, very on point. And it's easy for us to navigate what's going on in the world, to see what's real and what's not real, to understand who to trust and who not to trust. Who do I want to be around with and who do I not want to be around with? So all of this stuff is very, very beneficial if we start off here in ourselves and stop looking outside of ourselves like, oh, those new pair of trainers are going to make me happy, or that new watch is going to make me happy. If I get that car, if I get that house, I put that new extension on my house and my house gets bigger. Listen, let me just be fucking brutally honest with you, right? I've worked very closely with A-list celebrities for a long time in my career in the film industry. And I've spent very, very personable amounts of time with these people on shoots all around the place. And let me tell you now, yeah, these people ain't fucking happy, okay? So they're supposed to be the target for where we should want to get to be really well known, to be really famous, to be really rich, and everyone knows us, and we've got a big house and a fast car and a fucking everything we think we need in the material world, but we're empty in here. Completely, like vacuous, yeah? Completely superficial bollocks it is. And I would say it's very, very, very few of them, very, very few of them, in my experience, I could say are happy. You know, most of them are pretty fucked. So to try and achieve anything outside of ourselves externally, to say that is the treasure that I'm trying to aim for, you know, the kingdom of heaven is within. That's not philosophy. That's not an opinion. That's fact. The more you go within and the more you realise that I am completely everything, I'm the entire universe right here, then it all just starts to fall off you. It starts to get less heavy. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to come to that realisation. And also the collective awareness part of it is that it's part of that, and it's also trying to gently coax people out of their fucking slumber, you know, with meme magic, to try and get them to understand probably a point of view or a perspective that was previously unknown to them. And it might be uncomfortable, but do you know what? That's how it's got to be. So listen, I would really invite everyone who is listening to this to just spend some time on your own every day. Yeah, like I have been missing this process in my own life. And I used to do it every single morning before I'd done anything, even before I spoke to anyone, really. I'd put my big coat on and I would just go and walk off on my own and sit by a tree and just fucking sit there for 20 minutes breathing. Not doing anything, not trying to meditate, not trying to do this, no agenda. Just sitting there with my eyes closed, feeling what it's like to be me. And then all the other stuff starts to fall in place. It's like a well-oiled machine that knows what it's doing, and as soon as you get into that place, everything falls in line. So there you have it. I hope that's helpful, because to me it's something incredibly beneficial. And yeah, I'll leave that there. Have a nice day.